People often ask me, who is the best Valorant player in the world? Is it Ye?
Still on hunting, finds a second, the flat flash. Because why do you need to win pistols if you've got Headhunter on the other side in the second round, huh? Oh, yep, that's 4. Has he fired 4 bullets? He's got 3 bullets left. He's gonna get the chance at the ace. Steph on the other side. It's so clean.
Is it Durka?
Wait for it. 2 seconds away. 1 kill. No, another, and it's Angel gone. He's gonna try to get it halfway, but then Durka swings and confirms it. A Red Bull clutch out of this man. It looked impossible.
Is it Nats?
Ready for Will. Snaps back in time. He basically needs to be a hero for them once again, but this is what this man seems to do best. Already finding 2 kills on the site. His third comes up as well. They just can't deal with this Cypher. 4 kills. He was alone for the majority, and Shadows is there to close it.
Is it still Hiko?
That bomb's so far ticked, they gotta move quick right now. They're going for it. The defuse is already happening. Hiko, are you kidding me? He's gonna go for it. They win the round. Hiko picks up a triple and Cloud9 win it.
I say to them, no. It is none of these players. For there is a new best Valorant player in the world who has risen from the underground and come out from the shadows. Their name is Edward. Edward Gaming. So yes, today we are talking about Mr. Edward Gaming, but of course it is not one person, it is a whole team. A whole team that has come out from nowhere, as I mentioned earlier in a video before. The Chinese Valorant scene is kind of underground. The game hasn't sort of officially released in China yet, so these teams are kind of having to play from the shadows, but they were invited to LCQ in East Asia, and Edward Gaming are now just 1 game away from making it to champs after, being playing in the shadows and, kind of on their own little corner of the world. All of a sudden, they could just be in champs and on the biggest stage in the world, which is going to be a crazy thing if it does happen. And, well, they're just an insanely fun team to watch as well. And they beat Northampton, who, of course, I'm sure many of you are familiar with, qualified for Masters Copenhagen. So yeah, Northampton are no chumps, but Edward Gaming managed to beat them 2-0. I mean, Bind was 21-19. It was a crazy game. But let's dive into this round, and this round is going to start off pretty crazy straight away. And you can kind of tell that by the map, to be honest, because Northampton are on a save this round, so they're going to go for this. But Edward Gaming are a very aggressive team, so we're going to get an Omen flash down here, a Prowler, the Jet's going to dash in straight away. Meteor's going to dash in behind the other way as well. So this round is going to end extremely quickly, as you will see. So yeah, in we go, and the round starts. In goes Prowler, in goes Omen Flash. You can see Dariali's blind there. Gets hit by the Prowler as well, just for the double blind. But Northampton, they wanted to go for a B pinch. So here, Life has also been hit by a Prowler and gets killed there. But you saw that Fade Horn has revealed both of these players, so they mopped both of those players up. Then whilst that's going on, Meteor is coming behind. The Omen turns at like the perfect time to be able to find him, as you will see now. And then we get the final kill as well. And I'll just run this through again. This round ends in 10 seconds, so we'll just play it through full speed for you, so you can just see how quickly this round did actually end and how kind of crazy it was. And this is, Edward Gaming, they are a pretty aggressive team, and maybe 10-second rounds don't happen too often, but you will get some very fast rounds with them as they just continue to press W. They put the W in Edward. But as we'll see in this very next round, it wasn't all chaos. There were some interesting rounds like this one, and what I think Edward Gaming have a big advantage right now over the teams they're playing against is they have way more confidence that they will win fights, and they have way more confidence to do things that honestly I think other teams should do more as well. But maybe people are a bit shy to try them, thinking it might be a mistake. But we'll see it in this round, right? Because what we're going to see here is them taking some early B main control, where they get a Prowler out. They're going to put an Omen smoke up here. It's kind of a one-way for both sides, right? But it gives them this control, make sure that no one can push them back on it. And so they get this early control, and they're going to leave that Omen here just in B main to go and guard that with that control as the rest of the team comes back towards mid. And you've got Can on the chamber just playing down towards A, and he will fire a couple shots. So they smoke off the other side of mid, and as you can see, we've got just some A main presence as well, a bit more of a default look. They start to go exploring mid, but Northampton come up with the idea to go and push towards this Omen. Now that there's no smoke there, they want to see what exactly has been left there, and unfortunately for Edward, well, Deri managed to win that fight. We end up in a 4v5, and now you don't have smokes either. And I always think in this situation, if you don't have smokes, you have to just look for a kill, right? There's literally no point in trying to execute onto a site. There's, you don't have smokes, right? So it's just not going to work. They get fade ulted as well. But this is what I mean. Watch Kankan here, because he's just destroyed the alarm bot in mid. But he's just going to keep walking, right? And he's going to take this fight. And I think he just sees Jojo there, and that's why he shoots some bullets. So they know he's there now. He doesn't stop. And watch, he's going to run, right? He runs and takes this fight. And he wins. And this is what Edward Gaming do. They have supreme confidence. And then they come in towards this B side. They KO ult. They get the jet smoke down. They're ready for a B split. Killjoy Lockdown comes out to kind of put a time limit on it. But, they aren't scared to press W. And they manage to find these kills, destroy the lockdown. And we end up in a 4v2. And, this was when your smoker dies first. I'd love to know the conversion rounds of attacking sides when they're in a 4v5 when your smoker dies first. I can't imagine it's very much. But you have to be willing to make plays like we just saw there. They do actually lose that fight, but they win the other one, so Blackwiz just has to save in a 3v1. But yeah, they have supreme confidence, right? And this is the thing. That is the correct choice in this instance, right? When you don't have smokes, is to take a fight like that. Yeah, it's super risky. Yeah, you probably won't win a ton of times. But as I say, if you just try to execute normally onto a site, you're probably not going to win that either. So, yeah, really, really good from Edward. And yeah, they just have absolute supreme confidence in themselves. However, there are certain moments where I think that, their willingness to be aggressive might cost them in certain instances, like this one in round number 9 here, because they're going to go for a fast B main execute, but we see some nice utility come out of the side of Northeption there. They send in a Seize, they send in the KO nade nice and early, they seemed ready for it, and so, essentially, Edward Gaming gets stopped. They can't really go for this, right? Like, things have settled down too much, and so they do the reset, right? They try and reset, they try and, make sure that, they haven't been pushed elsewhere on the map. They're going to send out a Prowler, they're going to, make sure no one's flanking in behind them. They kind of pause, and this is good, right? This is the correct thing to do, right? They regroup, they kind of wait. They actually wait for that Fade Prowler to come into B main as well. It sees no one, so I think, they use that kind of fake info to decide that, yeah, let's go to B again then, right? Because they think they might think that we're not here, and actually that is the correct choice, because the other side, Northeption here, have decided to rotate over towards A. That KO knife, I think, does see 2, which isn't. It could mean it is the Fade and KO, so it is likely that, that is where they are going to go, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to. But in they send the Fade ult, but here's where I think they get a bit impatient, right? Because the KO ult gets popped in response. There's still 38 seconds left, right? You still have time to potentially even wait this KO ult out if you really wanted to. But, what they're going to do here is basically just decide, well, let's just go, right? And I think that this is some of their impatience where, Life and Kankan in particular are, very aggressive players. And so, they just want to go, suppressed or not, right? And you see that they just end up getting mopped up. And I do think that maybe this, lack of patience, unwillingness to or well, you could call it just supreme confidence as well, which is obviously a good thing. But yeah, I do think maybe sometimes, they do go maybe a bit before they have to, and in this instance it cost them this round, as you see. Now let's come to the defensive side though, and Edward Gaming here in round number 20 are going to go for a bit of an interesting setup where they have the 4 players towards A, and Kankan just on his own with the chamber trap here, and he has his ult. The thing is, they're going to throw an early knife, as you will see just in here, and that is going to spot a good 4 players, or at least 3 players, I think. And so you can see the reaction off that is, oh, okay, we do need to watch this. Clearly there is some pressure there. Early smoke comes down here as well, just to check there isn't any rush. Jet smoke comes in here. We get Fade Horn, right? A lot of trade of information, but it ends up with Northeption getting Meteor here, pushed up pretty deep, as you can see, whilst the rest of the team pressure A, try and drag these rotates over, but then they're going to quickly pivot back towards B. So with Meteor there, and you can see now they start to pivot back for a B split instead. Meteor actually does die there to Haodong, who was very aware that that was a possibility, as you could see, but they are still in position to do this B split. But Kankan is about to make a really good choice, essentially. essentially, because he's just going to manage to find the timing to escape here, right? He picks the perfect time to decide to run back and get back into position where he can just watch this instead. You know, that's where the majority of players are, so that's where the, you know, the first contact is going to come from. But Howdong does die there on a trade from Northeption, who now start to come onto the site. They've Astra ulted as well, and so they're ready to come in. But we're just going to see some really cool shots, to be honest. That's kind of why I'm showing this round, because there's just some nice individual skill going to be shown here as well, as Kankan gets 1 and 2 in that second shot is just absurd. But then watch this as well. What a shot that is. Well, we end up with a plant, but now we end up with a nice retake as well. And I just think just the quality of this round was pretty high from both sides, as we get a nice flash into the Fade Horn at exactly the same time, and they managed to get the kill. Really nice from Edward Gaming overall, and they win the round. And then let's finish with the very next round and the last round of the game here, where, well, Edward Gaming are going to go for a Paper Rex style play. But it doesn't quite work for them. So you see they have a flash here. They're going to do a little Fade Horn as well. They're going to jet dash up with the knives. Omen Flash comes out as well. It's honestly a really nice idea. Problem is that Life here gets blinded himself. You see that the Fade Horn reveals like them all, and unfortunately he does die there. So we end up in a 4v5, and Northeption decide let's just push it now. But somehow that hits. That was kind of a crazy shot. But then, yeah, you're just running into an absolute nightmare situation at this point, and Edward Gaming are very good at creating these crossfires, and they are a very aggressive team themselves, so I feel like they're used to playing at this pace and style. So, you know, I don't think that is the way to really beat them, because, you know, they will have good trades set up and things like that. They'll have contact plays off each other and all of that, so, and they're used to playing this like themselves. So yeah, that's Edward Gaming. If they make it to champs, it is going to be a hell of a fun story. You know, to have this team that essentially has come out of literally nowhere to go to champs, and then honestly they look like there would be a threat, right? Because they have supreme confidence, and if you have supreme confidence, you have a really good chance, I think, in any game.